Okay, on Veterans Day, I want to thank all of the veterans who are tuning in today. Thank you for your service. I need roll call, please.
Councilmember Spade?
Here.
Vice Mayor Chance?
Here.
Councilmember Bennett?
Here.
Councilmember Hackey?
Here.
Councilmember Gibson?
Here.
Councilmember Stricula?
Here.
Mayor Nelson?
Here. John, would you like to introduce our VFW?
Guard, VFW, post 9622, please post the colors. Colors are posted. Guard, please retrieve the colors. Well, I'm sorry. Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, I have the minutes for the October 7th council meeting that need approval. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, I have the city manager's report. Eric?
Thank you, Mayor. I have several items, but I thought, given the audience, it might be appropriate if council's willing to move two resolutions forward to this point, Resolution 2426 and 2024-27, because they have to do with those that have served our country. I thought it was appropriate following the posting of colors to handle those now, if council's willing.
Okay, I need a motion to move Resolution 2024-26 and 2024-27 up in the agenda.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Okay, and do you want me to move Resolution 28 up as well, 2024-28?
No, I'll handle some business before that.
Okay,
Those two now.
okay. All right, Resolution 2024-26. Jeff?
Recognizing J.D. Wetterling for his selection into the 2024 class of the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame. Whereas J.D. Wetterling served the United States military from 1966 to 1972 as an Air Force captain, participating in 268 combat missions during the Vietnam War. And whereas after his honorable discharge, J.D. Wetterling has achieved a successful career as financial and investment broker, chief financial officer, business owner, business columnist, and author. And whereas in 1996, J.D. Wetterling became a popular writer and inspirational speaker, providing messages on spiritual encouragement, perspective, and life lessons. And whereas J.D. Wetterling continues to give back to the veteran community by supporting those who have experienced the physical and emotional scars of war through his lectures and writing. And whereas J.D. Wetterling's lifelong commitment to volunteerism, advocacy, public service, and philanthropy have earned him an opportunity to be inducted into the 2024 Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame. And whereas J.D. Wetterling's work has enriched the lives of listeners, readers, participants, followers, peers, and veterans, furthering compassion and kindness throughout the Mason community. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Mason, Ohio, 7 members elected thereto concurring. Section 1, Mason City Council commends J.D. Wetterling and his post-military accomplishments that have led to his induction into the 2024 Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame. Section 2, that this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from and after the earliest period allowed by law.
Okay. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? I need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Any council discussion?
Mayor, if I may.
Yes.
Mr. Wetterling, first off, welcome home. We are so honored to have you here today. You're in some pretty good company. Last year, we had 2 amazing veterans become a part of the Hall of Fame. One of them, Mr. Looker, and the other, Dr. Purcell Taylor. You're in very good company. Congratulations. I can't say enough to thank you for your service, and I am so glad that you were Air Force. We kind of got beat up a little bit tonight by Mr. Charpentier, which we take in good fun. But again, welcome home. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being here tonight, and congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll follow that up, very simply, thank you. I was a military brat, an Air Force brat. My father is a retired colonel in the Air Force. So I got to live that life, and what a beautiful life that this country and this allowed me to have through my family. And it is an honor that, one of our own, one of Mason's own is being inducted into this great honor. And being here tonight and the festivities beforehand, it's just, it's heartwarming. And I love that we get to celebrate you. And it's a shame sometimes that we call it Veterans Day. I think it should be something that we celebrate, and we do, and we try in this country, but I think it's something that it's an honor for us to sit up here to recognize men and women like you, so thank you for your service.
Mayor.
Yes.
I'll just be very brief. I also come from a family of veterans. My mother and father both served in World War II. My brother served in, they both were in the Army, and then my brother was in the Coast Guard during the Vietnam War. And my dad actually was in the invasion of Normandy on D-Day, first round, 1st Infantry Division. But, I just simply want to say to you, thank you for your service. We really appreciate it.
Mayor.
Yes.
Mr. Wetterling, I actually had the pleasure of getting to know you. I shared this story with Mr. Hansen earlier today, but I got the pleasure to meet you shortly after COVID on the walking path of Pine Hill and Corn Nixon Park. And you walk every day, 6 days a week, and I happened to be there with a friend of mine walking, and I knew you were special then, but the pleasure was all mine to be able to listen to your stories and the insight that you shared with me on that walking path. Usually when we walked, I said very little because I wanted to hear more. And just so grateful for that opportunity to get to know you and learn more about you, and what an amazing honor that well-deserved. So thank you very much.
Okay. Mason is very honored to have you as part of our community. Being inducted into the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame is quite an honor, and we are so fortunate to be able to be here tonight and share this honor with you. Your service to our country, I just want to say thank you. We are very appreciative for everything you have done and for everything your family has endured through the years. This is a well-deserved honor, and we're happy that you could be here with us today. Again, thank you for your service. Okay, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Chance,
Yes.
Councilmember Bennett,
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibson,
Yes.
Councilmember Stricula,
Yes.
Mayor Nelson,
Yes.
Councilmember Spaeth.
Yes.
We'd like to get a photo, if Mr. Wetterling's and his family's willing, with council, and we have some items for you as well. So if you could come forward up here.
We're going to take it back from it.
Okay.
If you want to say something.
I'll repeat what the mayor said for those watching. We're presenting Mr. Wetterling with a brick. We need the brick back because the brick has a home out here in the Veterans Memorial, but to help honor him.
Before you leave, Judge, I know Councilmember Hackey just kind of wanted to introduce you real quick. We're quite honored also to have you here with us today.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. Judge Loxley, for those that don't know, Judge Loxley presides over the Warren County Veterans Court. The judge is also a veteran, and this is an amazing program. I'm fortunate to be involved at the Common Pleas Court, so I've got a little bit of insight on how this works, but it's just an amazing program for veterans who have kind of lost their way a little bit. It gives them an opportunity to kind of straighten things up and work through the court and work through some counselors and all kinds of other resources to help them get back on track. So in honor of Veterans Day and in honor of you being here, I just wanted to say thank you, sir. We won't hold that against you.
So John Looker just said, for the people who are watching who can't hear, but John Looker just said that the judge is also a member of was inducted into the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame. So congratulations to you as well. Thank you for being here with us. Okay, next we have Resolution 2024-27. Jeff?
recognizing the 75th anniversary of the Robert N. Mount VFW Post 9622 in Mason. Whereas Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 9622 was established in honor of Robert N. Mount, a Mason graduate who served in the United States Air Force, losing his life in battle on February 17, 1945, when the left wing of his plane was hit by anti-aircraft fire. And whereas VFW Post 9622 was chartered in his honor in November 1949 and today celebrates 75 years of dedication and commitment to supporting Mason's veterans, active duty military personnel, and their families who have served overseas in a combat zone or received hostile fire pay. And whereas VFW Post 9622 is committed to ensuring rights, remembering sacrifices, promoting patriotism, and performing community services while fostering camaraderie and advocacy for veterans of foreign conflicts. And whereas VFW Post 9622 continues to be a valuable partner of the city by not only providing resources and support for our veterans and active military, but also their commitment to countless community initiatives and programs. And whereas VFW Post 9622 remains a dedicated advocate for patriotism and service that has strengthened the Mason community. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Mason, Ohio, members elected thereto concurring. Section 1, Mason City Council acknowledges and honors the 75 years of work by the VFW Post 9622 supporting United States military veterans and their families. Section 2, that this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from and after the earliest period allowed by law.
Okay, I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? I need a motion to adopt.
Moved.
Okay, council discussion? Yes.
I just want to thank the VFW for being a part of the community for 75 years of giving veterans of foreign wars a safe place to go and connect with others that went through similar things and giving them that opportunity to share their stories, like I said, in a safe place. So thank you.
Quick, Mayor. When I was reading through the whereases, the one that stuck out to me the most was it says, whereas the VFW Post 9622 is committed to ensuring rights, remembering sacrifices, promoting patriotism, and performing community services while fostering camaraderie and advocacy for veterans of foreign conflicts. And you guys have been doing that for 75 years here in this community. And that's exactly what we're called to do when our men and women come home. So thank you for doing that.
Mayor. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for being here tonight and congratulations on 75 years. I am actually a member of the VFW. Some of you may not know that. I don't get in there as often as I should, but I will.
That's surprising.
Thanks, Vice Mayor. Anyway, thank you so much for all of you. I know all of you are very dedicated to the mission and dedicated to serving those who did serve overseas in times of war. So personally, I thank you for all you do, and along with our council here, thank you. We're glad to have you in the community.
Mayor?
Yes.
I just want to say, my dad used to be a member of the VFW, George Berry, long time ago. But I will say on the lighter side, I was a very little girl, and I remember he'd work all week, and on Friday and Saturday night, he'd go up to the VFW, and I went up there a lot of times with my mom to drag him out of there. That's my memory of the VFW. But I want to say congratulations. You've been a big part of this community, as everyone knows, for a very long time, and we really appreciate your commitment and dedication to our community. Thank you, everyone there, for your service. Thank you.
I just want to say you are a very important part of our veteran community here in Mason, and thank you for everything that you do to support our veterans. So we are honored to have you as part of our community.
We'd like to get a photo again. If we could ask members of the VFW, come forward here.
Okay, I need a roll call, please.
Councilmember Bennett,
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibson,
Yes.
Councilmember Stricula,
Yes.
Mayor Nelson,
Yes.
Councilmember Spaeth,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chance.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to go back to Eric,
Mayor,
City Manager's report. Yes, sir.
before we do that, can I just recognize the two council members that are our veterans as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Josh Stricula, thank you, and Mark Hackey, thank you very much, you guys, for your service. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I have several items, but I'm going to go fast because I know we have some more special guests in the audience, but we want them to hear some of this too. Our next council meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 9th. The calendar's a little weird this year with where Thanksgiving falls, where our budget prep falls. Suggestion has been made to move that to Monday, December 16th. If council would like to consider that, a motion would be in order.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposed?
Okay, so for the public, that would be Monday, December 16th as our next regular scheduled meeting. Reminder that this Wednesday, November 13th at 6 p.m., we do have a work session scheduled across the hall here. Also, I do have a liquor permit. It is a transfer of ownership for 6391 Reading Road, LLC, doing business as Stop and Go. It is a C1, C2, and a D6, which is beer only in original sealed containers for carryout only until 1 a.m. Wine in certain prepackaged mixed drinks in sealed containers for carryout only until 1 a.m. And sale of intoxicating liquor on Sunday between the hours of 1 p.m. and midnight. Council can request a hearing or not request a hearing and do that via motion.
I'll make a motion not to request a hearing.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposed?
A couple of announcements here. The Women Walking West is hosting their 5th annual gala on Thursday, November 14th from 6 to 9 p.m. Council members are representing the city there. The Area Progress Council is holding their 41st annual Economic Outlook Breakfast on Tuesday, November 26th from 7 to 9 a.m. That'll be held at the Manor House. If council members are interested in attending, please let Jennifer Heft know. City offices are closed on Thursday, November 28th and Friday, November 29th in observance of Thanksgiving. The Community Center and the Aquatic Center will be open. Their hours and services will be somewhat adjusted. New this year, the city is partnering with the Mason Track and Cross Country Boosters to offer premier members a discount on registration for the Turkey Trot 5K on Thanksgiving Day. So watch out for them if you're out and about. On December 8th, Sunday, December 8th, again at Manor House, the City of Mason is partnering with the Mason Symphony Orchestra. This is their final performance of the year, their annual holiday concert. It begins at 5 p.m., features holiday music with special performances by the Mason Chorale, the Hallelujah Ringers, and the Studio for Dance. The city has a partnership with the Mason Symphony Orchestra. As part of that, Community Center Premier members can receive a discount off their general admission tickets if they will go to masonsymphonyorchestra.org. And should have mentioned this earlier. New this year, the City of Mason is partnering with Deerfield Township. That is in support of Wreaths Across America, initiative involving laying wreaths at every veteran that has been laid to rest at Rose Hill Cemetery. The VFW, the American Legion, the City of Mason, the City of Mason's Board of Veterans Affairs, and Deerfield Township are partnering on this. If there are any community members that are interested in sponsoring a wreath or volunteering for the event, they can visit wreathsacrossamerica.org/OHROSH for Ohio Rose Hill Cemetery. Also, the City of Mason is partnering with the Mason Schools Foundation, the Kiwanis Club of Mason, the Comet Cupboard, Girl Scouts, as well as Shine Like Sable to provide holiday assistance to families in need at this time of year. Those in the community that would like to help a Mason community member in need, there are several ways in which they can show support. They can purchase designated items through Amazon Wishlist, make donations directly through PayPal, or donate items such as winter outerwear, non-perishable food items, or toys at donation barrels that are located at the Mason Community Center. There are a number of community organizations. Going to their websites can find additional information on how to participate in that effort throughout the community. I told you there were a lot of items. I'm trying to go fast. Also need to announce the annual tree lighting ceremony on Friday, December 6th will be held at the Downtown Plaza. It's free and open to the public, begins at 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. There are a number of events, both from previous years, such as Santa's Goodie Bag Band, Photos with Santa, Iceless Ice Skating. New this year, the city is partnering with the MAID CDC to add a new feature that includes parading Santa and other holiday-themed characters from Heritage Oak Park to the plaza to kick off the event. Santa will leave Heritage Oak Park at 6:15 p.m. and then arrive at the plaza in time for the tree lighting. At the tree lighting, the 2024 Welcome Home for the Holidays calendar will be distributed. Lots of questions, lots of interest, and I think lots of excitement for that event building this year. Give me 1 moment here so I can stay on track. In addition to Santa parading to the plaza, he will also be making a few stops in Mason during the holiday season. There are some special sensory visits with Santa on Saturday, December 7th at the Community Center. Opportunities for that type of visit with Santa are available from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and can be scheduled through the Community Center. And then Santa will be strolling along the Mason Mile from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., visiting several of the small businesses to help greet customers and hand out a holiday treat. That is on Saturday, December 7th. And then on Wednesday, December 11th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., a very popular event at the Community Center, the Mason Community Center Shop Local event, will be held as an opportunity for Mason area merchants, home sales representatives, and other small businesses to purchase gifts for the holiday season via the Community Center. And then just the last event here to mark your calendars for Sunday, December 29th at 5:30 p.m. Will be the Hanukkah celebration hosted by the Jewish Discovery Center, and council will be invited to that. With all that, I want to ask council to move Resolution 2428 up on the agenda. And we have some special guests here that's part of that and part of our efforts with small businesses as well as downtown Mason that we'd like to recognize as part of that. So if council's willing to move that up, then would ask some of our community impact program winners to go ahead and come up here while Jennifer describes the resolution.
Okay. I need a motion to move Resolution 2024-28 up on the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? Okay. If you'd like to come up, we would love to honor you.
We have the finalists and winners. We have Bud and Jess Strudhoff from Cincy Sammy's. And then we also have Carly and Dennis Hoff with Mason Whippy Dip. Other finalist was Mark and Amy Lortz with Common Beer Company, but understand they have a conflict. If you want to go ahead and come up here to the podium, we won't make you say anything just yet.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I need a motion to read by, no, I'm sorry, we don't want to read by title only, do we? I need to, hold on 1 second. Yes, I want you to read it. Jeff?
Resolution 2024-28, recognizing Saturday, November 30th as Small Business Saturday in Mason. Whereas Mason is home to a growing eclectic mix of small businesses that enhance the quality of life and create a vibrant sense of community and connection. And whereas small businesses remain an important economic component and a significant avenue for building community pride, And whereas the City of Mason celebrates local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community, and whereas according to the U.S. Small Business Administration, there are over 33 million small businesses in the United States that employ over 61 million people, nearly half of U.S. workers in the private sector. And whereas small businesses are responsible for generating nearly 13 million net new jobs over the past 25 years, emphasizing the importance that small businesses have on economic growth and resiliency. And whereas in addition to promoting Small Business Saturday on November 30th, the City of Mason is offering initiatives such as the Come Together Mason e-gift card program, Santa Stroll in downtown Mason on December 7th, and the Shop Local event on Wednesday, December 11th, to encourage the community to support small businesses this holiday season. And whereas the City of Mason encourages the community to continue to shop at small businesses and support Small Business Saturday on Saturday, November 30th, 2024, and throughout the entire year. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Mason, Ohio, members elected thereto concurring. Section 1, that the Council of the City of Mason hereby designates and proclaims November 30th as Small Business Saturday in Mason. Section 2, that this resolution shall take effect and be in force from and after the earliest period allowed by law.
Okay, need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? I need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I'm gonna say a few things real quick. So first of all, congratulations, and we're very happy that we're able to celebrate with you tonight. The Small Business Committee of Council was created to enhance the city's efforts to provide support, programs, and advocacy for Mason's small business community, and to grow Mason's reputation as a great place to do business. One initiative undertaken by the committee in partnership with the Maid Chamber was to create an award, the Community Impact Award, which is designed to recognize a small business in the city of Mason that is making a significant impact on the quality of life in Mason through their work to build community spirit and pride, collaboration with other small businesses, to connect residents, and to give back to local charities. And you guys won this award. You've been nominated and won, and we are so honored to have you here tonight. If I just could take just a second, there were a number of businesses that were voted on, but I just wanted to read a couple comments that people have said. So Cincy Sammy's Ice Cream and Cookie Shop is a shining example for the Community Impact Award. Through collaboration with Moss and Ivy and another sweet shop, they have helped grow the small business community. Cincy Sammy often has fundraisers that spotlight local charities and feature promotions for teachers and students in Mason. Their compassion and kindness are very apparent through their employees and their constant support of the Mason City Schools. Someone else wrote, they are a great partner and provide sundaes and baseball helmets for our Challenger League athletes this season at the opening day of McKeno Park. They have also provided treats for sporting events at no cost to the families. They are truly a great family and a wonderful business to our community. Another one, Cincy Sammy's, due to their owners' compassion and care for our community, have embedded themselves as a Mason staple. Through collaboration with businesses and local nonprofits, they have proven themselves to be a collaborative and uplifting presence in downtown. Whether they are promoting another downtown business or donating to profits to a local charity, Cincy Sammy's has proven over and over again that they are way more than just delicious cookies. They have been involved in several local charities as a way to give back to the community. And Common Beer, which they do send their regrets. They had a wedding, their daughter actually got married this weekend, so they are quite busy with family in town. Common Beer, some of the comments that we have received: a business that invests in the community and treats their patrons like family. I am thrilled to nominate the Common Beer Company and their owners, Mark and Amy Lortz, for the Small Business Community Impact Award. Mark and Amy have consistently and collaboratively demonstrated their commitment to enhancing the quality of life here in Mason. Common Beer Company has been an unwavering advocate for small businesses in Mason. Their their active involvement in downtown development, particularly through the participation in Make the Mile, a community-led project as activators and advisory to the council members. They have been instrumental in shaping the city's future. They show up constantly for our community. Their compassion and kindness, and they give a lot to local charities. And Whippy Dip. Who doesn't love Whippy Dip, right? Mason's Whippy Dip is the centerpiece of our community. Wherever we go, it is busy with families, sports teams, and many other members of our community. They also partner with local fundraisers and are always welcoming and kind when we come. Mason Whippy Dip is a model small community business, and my kids are always excited to go and get their favorite treat with their friends and their family. They have partnered and donated to many local charities. You know, and that is one thing that I can say about all three of you, is that every charity has mentioned how you guys have given back to those charities, which is very honorable, and we definitely appreciate that. I just wanted to quickly say there was a couple other companies that were mentioned: Mason Dental Center, Mason Grill, Yost Pharmacy, Mason Nutrition, Adesso Coffee Shop, just to mention a few. But thank you. We are very happy that you are a community partner and you have done a phenomenal job, hence the reason why you are winning this award and being nominated. So if we could take a roll call and then get some pictures. Okay?
Councilmember Hackey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibson,
Yes.
Councilmember Stricula,
Yes.
Mayor Nelson,
Yes.
Councilmember Spaeth,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chance,
Yes.
Councilmember Bennett.
Yes.
Another one too, I forgot, Two Cities Pizza was mentioned a number of times as well, so I just kind of wanted to give a shout out to them.
You guys have anything to say?
Oh, would you like to speak?
Thank you, guys.
I know Carly wants to say something.
We hate putting you guys on
All
the
right.
spot. That's not the purpose of this.
I would like to thank you guys. We appreciate all the support you guys have given us. The Native Chamber, like everything you guys have done to help all of us has been very appreciated, so thank you.
While they're getting ready for their photo, just mention one of the things we're presenting here is Cincy Sammys will be on the cover of Centerpoint magazine. So we're giving them a framed article of that. We've also, in addition to their gifts here, we have purchased gift cards from each of the finalist businesses that we intend to use at different promotions to give out to the community. So as part of our thank you to them, that will be in the efforts as well.
Okay, next we have recognition of visitors. Just to remind you, we do have a 5-minute time limit, and if you could state your name and your address when you come to the podium.
Yes, I'm Randy Stegbauer from 5358 Hidden Creek Circle. This is going to seem pretty weird, but I'd just like to thank Mason and some other municipalities for listening and fixing problems. I just like to list some of the things that I called on, and and they all got taken care of, almost too quickly. And so I just like to call that out and recognize that. My wife Martha noticed that some of the road crews were sweeping the brush after the brush removal, and so I gave them a quick call. And the next day, I don't know if that was just a coincidence or you were going to do it anyway, but it got taken care of, and she was happy the next day. My 2-year-old granddaughter and 2 other kids were playing at Mason Sports Park, and they were playing hide and seek, and sadly, they got stung by some bees. They're all okay, of course. It's like that stuff like that happens. But likewise, I called up, and the person on the phone said, "We're sending somebody over to take care of them." I thought that was great. And I may have been making a mistake, but I was swinging on the Pine Hill swing set. And I noticed that the bar at the top was missing some bolts, and it was kind of loose. And so likewise, I called up the Mason Parks, and a week later I looked up, and we go to the park almost every day. I looked up, and it was fixed. And so, and likewise, I was kind of shocked at that one more than anything else. And then a friend of mine has a motorized wheelchair and lives at Deerfield Commons, and she rides it from the UDF all the way up into town. And this isn't something that got fixed, but what she noticed was that all the sidewalk joints were uneven, and so as she rode her wheelchair, it would go bump, 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 bump. And so I called up and talked to Eric and some of the other city engineers for the roads, and they said that's not something that they could take care of, but I'd still like to call out that they were listening. And then the next two aren't things that I've actually called on yet, but I'm going to. Like I mentioned, we go to one of the parks almost every day, and in the wintertime, Pine Hill? No, Pine Hill's restroom remained opened all year last year. I'm hoping that it stays open this year too. But Carwin Nixon doesn't have a bathroom nearby there. It has a couple porta potties on the soccer field, and I was just wondering if those are Masons, that you could just move one over closer to the park, to the playground. That would make it easier for, like I said, the granddaughters and the wife and me to enjoy the playgrounds more. And then twice in the past week, my 3-year-old granddaughter ran down the Pine Hill Hill, and I'd like to lobby for an escalator to get back up. But anyway, my entire point here is just to call attention to that if you see a problem, to call. Many people feel that the towns and counties don't care, but I'm here to recognize you guys, to say that you do. Each person that I contacted at Mason wanted to help, and when they could, they did. And quickly. In other words, take responsibility for your own locality, ask to have problems fixed, don't just let it stew. And thanks.
Thank you, Randy. I appreciate you coming here and saying that, because we really do have a very good city staff that is very attentive and does a phenomenal job. And it's always nice to hear the community feedback, and it's nice for them to hear it because they do really work hard.
And that's exactly why I came here, to say it out loud in public and everything too.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Oh, my favorite, John Looker.
John Looker, 111 East Main Street, Mason. My hat's on crooked. Anyhow, I would like to thank the city of Mason for getting our banners up again this year. I think that is people coming into Mason, love to see those banners, and I appreciate you getting them up again. Second thing, I'd like to thank the City of Mason and Deerfield Township for the recognition of the GEM Award. I apologize for not being there. I was helping a veteran out in Nevada, but I certainly appreciate it and all the recognition I received. Last but not least, Mayor Nelson, if I could be excused, it's been a long day.
Absolutely. And thank you for your service, and thank you for everything you do in our community for our veterans. You are a very valuable resident here, and we just adore you.
Thank you.
Happy Veterans Day. Okay. Would you like to speak at all? No. Okay. All right. Next is ordinance 2024-97. I need a motion to read by title only.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed?
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a pre-annexation agreement with LEP Realty Trust.
Okay, Kurt?
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. Ordinance 97 and 98 are both pre-annexation agreements. These are used to allow people that are residents that are outside of the city, the corporation limits, to utilize our water and or sewer system. We currently have about a dozen of these that we've done over the last 20 years. Both of these are on Coxsmith Road. One is right at the intersection of Coxsmith and Mustang, and the other one is a little bit further east on Coxsmith Road. There's a water main that was installed probably about 10 years now ago, and several residents in that area are interested in tying into the water. One of these residents is interested, it's a vacant lot, and they're looking to build a new house and would like to tie into the water and sewer system. Our pre-annexation agreements, excuse me, do allow, they provide for the residents to pay 1.5 times the current rate until they annex to the city. That's a little bit of an incentive, and then they also allow for us with a couple of months' notice to have those residents annex into the city if necessary. With that, ordinance 2024-97 and 98 are both recommended for adoption, and if you have any questions on either of these, I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Okay. I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Council discussion? Okay, roll call, please. Oh, I'm sorry, I need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Councilmember Gibson,
Yes.
Councilmember Stricula,
Yes.
Mayor Nelson,
Yes.
Councilmember Spaeth,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chance,
Yes.
Councilmember Bennett,
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey.
Yes.
Okay, need ordinance 2024-98. I need a motion to read by title only.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposed?
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a pre-annexation agreement with Donald I. Gepper.
Okay, need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
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 Any opposed? I need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Any council discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Stricula,
Yes.
Mayor Nelson,
Yes.
Councilmember Spaeth,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chance,
Yes.
Councilmember Bennett,
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibson.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2024-99. I need a motion to read by title only.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
Jeff? All in favor? Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposed?
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract or contracts with a vendor or vendors for the removal, transfer, purchase, and installation of emergency equipment into 6 new police vehicles in a total amount not to exceed $150,000.
Jennifer?
Actually, Mayor, I can take care of it, or
Okay.
you want to? Go ahead.
Jennifer's supposed to take care of this. She's helping one of our veterans, so. Who do you guys think is better, Kurt or me to do it? Contest?
Kurt?
Kurt to read it.
All right, so ordinance 2024-99 is a contract for really an unnamed vendor for $150,000. This is to outfit our emergency equipment into police vehicles. We had an ordinance or this year in February with a vendor that was supposed to do 5 police vehicles. We've struggled to get those done, and we were a little worried that they weren't going to get them done. However, recently they have gotten 2 vehicles done and have promised to continue working on the other 3. But to help out, this ordinance would allow us to either continue to use this vendor or select a new vendor in the area that could take care of. We have 6 more vehicles coming online that we would like to get online next year. In talking with this vendor and the other vendors, they have significant lead times, as we've experienced with the fire vehicles, police vehicles. Now it's outfitting those vehicles that are having significant delays. So this ordinance would allow some flexibility for staff to continue trying to get new police cars on the road. So with that, ordinance 2024-99 is recommended for adoption, and I'll try to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? I need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Was that a second?
Okay. Council discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Mayor Nelson,
Yes.
Councilmember Spaeth,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chance,
Yes.
Councilmember Bennett,
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibson,
Yes.
Councilmember Strickett.
Yes.
All right, ordinance 2024-100. I need a motion to read by title only.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposed?
Ratifying an agreement for purchase and sale and making a related supplemental appropriation.
Okay, Eric?
Yes, this is a relatively simple ordinance as it ratifies action that was taken at our last council meeting, authorizing a city manager to negotiate the terms of and enter into a contract for sale and purchase with Spear Realty. That went very well. Since our discussion last time, we were able to secure the purchase of some strategic property in the Mason Biohealth Corridor at a very attractive price. As council's aware, these type of purchases have been key to laying the foundation for our economic development success. And this purchase, we anticipate, will allow for the long-term growth and expansion of some key Mason businesses. So ordinance 2024-100 basically ratifies the results of what was discussed at our last meeting and allows the city to move forward on that. It is recommended for adoption.
Okay, I need a motion to suspend the rule and allow for adoption after the first reading.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? I need a motion to adopt.
Second.
Any council discussion? Right, roll call?
Councilmember Spaeth,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chance,
Yes.
Councilmember Bennett,
Yes.
Councilmember Hackey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibson,
Yes.
Councilmember Strickett,
Yes.
Mayor Nelson.
Yes. Okay, it is time for our committee reports. Does anyone have a committee report they'd like to discuss? Yes.
Yes, Mayor. Our Rules Committee has met twice since we were in council last month, and we did that because we needed to, we wanted to give some more direction to Kathy Ryan, the attorney that we've been working with from Wood and Lamping, so that we would finally get to the point where we are now, and we finally have a draft that we are presenting to all of council, and that's what Eric had mentioned, the work session on Wednesday evening. So I really hope you all get an opportunity to take some time to look at that, because we really are going to need a council consensus before we can go forward with this. I think our committee has vetted all that we can vet, and we now need council to come to a unified decision about how we want to proceed with property maintenance. And I want to say I appreciate the work that council members Gibson and Bennett have done on this. We've been working on this all year with staff. Our staff has done a tremendous job in putting this draft together, and Kathy Ryan really has too. And it's quite lengthy, so I hope you get an opportunity to take some time to look at it. I don't, you know, we are ready, if we can't get through this and come to a consensus with the work session on Wednesday, we would probably have to have another work session, because it's really important that all of us are going to be unified on this property maintenance code. So we will see everybody Wednesday evening.
Okay. And yes, I mean, if everybody can please make sure to read through it and completely understand it and be prepared to talk about it, that would be great, so that we can move it forward. And I do want to say thank you, because I do know that the Rules Committee has worked diligently and hard on this, so I do appreciate all of your time, and of course, Councilmember Spaeth, you led it, so thank you very much. Does anyone else have a committee report? Okay.
The Public Services Committee met on October 17th. And you all actually have in front of you the winter issue of Centerpoint. There's a 2-page article in here that's an outflow of one of the things that we talked about, which is to highlight the work of our public services staff. They often go unnoticed and unrecognized, I think, because a lot of the work they do is behind the scenes, happens at night, happens, taking care of the things that we all need, but we take for granted. So on pages 22 and 23, there's a 2-page spread about the sewer system and what we have to do to keep it clean. It has some tips in there for what you should and should not flush, which is really surprisingly important. And so I want to thank the staff for taking the time to write that, and looking forward to continuing to recognize some of these projects and staff who do things that we all enjoy the fruit of, but don't necessarily know what all happens behind the scenes. We also talked about a new neighborhood cleanup resource the staff is working on. I won't say too much about it, but we talked about a way for the city to provide equipment and hauling away of stuff. If somebody wanted to do like a block cleanup or clean up a creek in their neighborhood or something. And so staff is working together to put something in place where residents could call and say, hey, I'd love to get this on my street, set up a time, it'll be delivered, it will have things like rakes and shovels and lawn and leaf bags and that sort of thing. Because not everybody has a truck, not everybody is able-bodied and, or has all of the tools. So I'm really excited to launch that in the spring. And then we've been discussing the traffic around our school complex at Mason, Montgomery, Taylorsville, and 42. If anyone drives kids to and from school or is in that area between about 7:15 to 8:30, and then again at the close of school, you know, there's a lot of people going in and out and around, children, young drivers, pedestrians, and so we've been discussing exploring possibly adding some access via a road from Taylorsville behind the middle school back to Corwin-Nixon to help alleviate some of the congestion. So we're waiting on traffic study on what that could do, how it could help, what might some unintended consequences be, and we'll continue to talk about whether that makes sense to help. But I can say I'm hearing anecdotally, at least, from teachers who are out there navigating the bus circle and all of that, that they think it would be a great idea. So far, 100% thumbs up from the community. That's my report.
Okay. Does anyone else have a committee report they want to?
Just real quick, Mayor, Downtown Committee met, was not a heavily topicked meeting, but we did manage to fill an entire hour talking to a couple of the community members, business owners, property owners in the downtown mile. Unfortunately, the CDC was not able to be represented at the meeting. They were very busy with another event that was coming up that evening or the next.
Gems of Excellence Award.
Yes. Also, we have had to reschedule the downtown meeting, committee meeting, to December 3rd. That was a very definitive response by me. December 3rd, again, to ensure that we can get full participation from the members of the CDC. We want to make sure they're there and that these meetings are very productive. So we moved that to accommodate that, and that's what I've got. Thank you.
Okay, great. We had a small business committee meeting, for the small business and arts committee meeting, we have Councilmember Hackey and Councilmember Bennett are on there, along with myself. Small Business Committee talked about the Small Business Award that we just gave out, and we also talked about the Small Business Week, the national recognition of it. And we will be meeting again tomorrow, as well as the Arts Committee meeting. We met and we talked about Arts in the Park, which is a camp available to children during the summer. And it's a very successful camp that's going on right now in Indiana. And I spoke with the director of that, and she is willing to help Mason kind of get that up and running and established. I think it would be great for the community of Mason for these children to be able to have such a great camp and different camps in the arts to choose from for the summer. So we are working on trying to implement that, as well as working with the MAC, the Mason Arts Council, hoping that they will be kind of spearheading it for the city. So that's exciting. We have a meeting tomorrow. We're going to be talking about our ask for the budget, which I'm going to have to, I guess, contact the finance department because we won't have a chance to do it through a council meeting, since the next time we meet we'll be implementing the budget. So we have a lot of different projects, of course, the Mason Symphony Orchestra, that we just started within the last couple years, so that is finally taking off and really becoming a hit, and we want to make sure that we're helping support that until they're truly up and running, which I just had a meeting with the Arts Wave, and they said it does take approximately 5 years for it to truly become well-known and to be able to substantiate and stand on their own 2 feet. So we're going to be asking for funding for that, as well as, of course, Arts in the Park and some other different arts projects that we have going on. So I will be in contact with Councilmember Stricula, who is the chair of the Finance Committee. But we meet again tomorrow, so we'll have more to report on our next committee update. Does anyone else have any committee updates? No? Okay. Then moving on to old and new business. Does anyone have any old or new business? Yes.
Yeah, real quick. I read it somewhere, I don't know where it was, but it's extremely impressive that Mason's cross-country team just won their 4th straight Ohio State title. And that, we celebrate a lot of sports victories in here, and I wanted to give a shout out to them, and I know the coach that's been there an awful long time, he is retiring, but that's a feat if you think about it. In a state of 11 million approximately, we've 4 straight state championships here in Mason, Ohio, so that is something to be applauded. And then also, Randy, I'd like to thank you for bringing up what you have done. Is I've served the capacity up here for 9 years, but I'm a resident first, and there was just to kind of give some major kudos to Eric, as well as I was meeting with one of my best friend's father, who was hospice was in there. He's passing away from cancer, and his last wish, he looked at me and said, "Ashley, could you make sure that you could get that pothole fixed behind our driveway, so when Patsy pulls out, she doesn't hit it?" And I'm getting upset or whatever, but I called Eric. Literally, I think within 42 minutes, that thing was fixed. And that is the type of community we live in, and with all this nonsense we hear about in the world, that's the thread and that's the heartbeat of our community, and I think many communities throughout the world. So thank you for sharing that type of stuff, because I think that's more of the flavor we need than all of this other stuff. So I appreciate you standing up and sharing that.
I'll just add to that, the folks that actually fixed that in 42 minutes are the folks that Councilmember Bennett was talking about, featured in the center point.
Nice. Nice.
The village. Yeah. Oh, well, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead and finish.
I think I'm.
Okay.
Wait. We have a special birthday here tonight.
Oh,
So I think our visitors are pretty limited unless we have somebody that wants to say something again. But we do have a birthday here tonight, and Mayor Nelson's birthday, and we would love to be able to sing happy birthday to her and celebrate her. So, do you want to,
no, I had something else to add, but we can do it after the song.
sing
We can
song?
skip the song. We can.
No, let's do it. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mayor. Happy birthday to you. We have cheesecake.
I really think we should like do away with these singing of the happy birthday. I think like,
Well, you're only one of 7. You know that, right? I love the birthday song.
okay.
Well, we will definitely sing it for your birthday.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Of course I'm eating a piece. Thank you. My favorite.
Thanks. Mayor, can I just, okay, I'm just, while everyone's eating their cheesecake there, I'm going to say a couple things. I wanted to add to what Eric talked about earlier about the community holiday help that the city is partnering with the Comet Cupboard, Girl Scouts, Kiwanis Club, the Mason Schools Foundation, and Shine Like Sable Foundation. This program is going to ensure that nearly 800 Comet students from preschool to 12th grade will get, and this is what they're calling it, something they want, something they need, something to wear, and something to read. And if you're not able to donate in the barrels that the city's providing, there are, and I wanted to really emphasize this because at first I had trouble finding it. They have there's 2 links to Amazon, on Amazon for the different schools. And then they also have a link for a PayPal account. And I found what's the easiest way to find those is on the City of Mason website, the stuff that scrolls across the top, there it has the Community Holiday Help Initiative. And if you just click on that, there's a page. And then in the page, it has the links in there. So, because the link is really long. I was going to try to say the link, but it's really long to get to the Amazon accounts. But if you click on those, you can find it that way. Or if you go on the school's website, I found if you scroll down to the bottom, they have a strolling thing going across the bottom too, and you can find it there as well. And then they have the links on there if you want to donate that way through Amazon or the PayPal account. So I think that is such a worthwhile initiative for the holidays to help all these students who might not always have such a great holiday. And then the other thing, too, I wanted to mention, we're always talking about the Mason Mile and the MAID CDC, and there's a wonderful group of volunteers that have really been trying this past year to do lots of new activities to enhance our downtown area. And actually, Councilmember Strickland and I have been able to attend. They're calling it the Christmas and Mason Enhancement Committee meeting. And these volunteers from the Mason Mile are working in coordination with the city for the Christmas and Mason event and trying to add a little more to it. And I think it's really going to be fun. They came up with this idea of Santa's going to be escorted to the downtown plaza for the lighting of the Christmas tree. And there's going to be a police escort. But they're also doing what's called Deck the Doors in the Mile. And they're having a contest among participating downtown businesses, and they're going to have a most creative door and a community favorite door that will be awarded. And then also the businesses that want to participate, they are going to provide them with Christmas lights, and they're calling it Light Up the Mile. And so they're going to help light up, businesses downtown can have their lights given to them by the, I guess it's the Mason Mile is sponsoring that. So that's another thing that they're trying to do, and then they're also going to help promote the Santa Stroll in the Mason Mile. So that's pretty cool. I love this. I love that these volunteers are getting involved in doing more activities, more things in our community, because there's so many of the other communities have those kinds of groups that do that, because the city just can't do everything. So I think it's really great that we work with these volunteers that are helping and doing so much to add to the fun things that we do in this community. And then just last, I want to say I got to go to the Royal Theater, had another production this weekend, Annie Jr. Again, those kids are just, oh my gosh, they're just so great. It's so fun to watch. And I love that Karen Kilgore, she announced their next production is going to be a dinner theater type show at the Memorial Hall in downtown Cincinnati, which I thought was really going to be really cool. And I think she said maybe in May, so I hope everyone will pay attention and look forward to seeing that. And that's all I have.
That is always exciting. Those young actors and actresses are amazing. Sometimes you forget how young they are, and they are members right here in our community, and it is really amazing to see their performances. Does anyone else have any old or new business? Okay, I have just a couple things. I'm not sure if we talked about this earlier or not, but the America 250 Ohio Commission, are you familiar with that? Have we submitted anything for it? So what that is they're seeking to have at least 250 communities in Ohio designated as official AM 250 Ohio communities, which are going to create engaging ways to celebrate and commemorate the 250th anniversary of the United States. If selected, Mason would have the opportunity to amplify the stories of its own contributions to the U.S. America will be 250 years old in 2026. And so in order to be designated, we have to write a letter from our government here, and we have to do it by December 31st of 2024. And it will allow us to be selected and possibly receive $5,000 towards anything we want to do that's designated for the 250th anniversary. So can we write a letter, or I can write a letter or whatever, but we have to do it by December 31st in order to be selected. So that will be fun if we can take part in that. The Ohio Senate returns to session on November 13th. They'll have 5 sessions ending in December 18th. And the House will return as well on December 4th and has 4 sessions scheduled. So I'll be kind of looking at those to see if there's any impacts on anything municipality related. And of course, I am going to mention again, the Mason Symphony Orchestra has their Christmas in Mason Festival concert the same weekend as our Christmas in Mason tree lighting. And it's really become a tradition for our family, and I'm hoping it will become a tradition for many families here in Mason, because it's such a unique concert. It's not just a typical Mason Symphony Orchestra concert. They have the Hallelujah Chorale Ringers, so those are bell ringers, and they do a phenomenal job, as well as they have tap dancing and different kind of dance that goes on, and the Mason Chorale. And I believe it's Javier Ortiz. He's the bass and baritone. He's the special guest. So again, Sunday, December 8th, 2024 at 5 o'clock at the Manor House. It's a different location this year. So I hope to see everybody there. And I hope that all of council goes, because it's so important that, that they've been established here, and Mason is such a great community, and to be able to have our own symphony orchestra, I think is phenomenal. So I would love for everyone to go and support them. And that is all that I have. Next on the agenda is recognition of visitors. We have a very small audience right now, so. All right, if we have no visitors, then I need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? All right, thank you everyone for joining us, and I will see you all on December 16th. Thank you.